If this is the first video of mine that you're ever seeing, I'm sorry. Don't do that. But this is Nelly. Say hi. Okay, goodbye. Hi. New location unlocked. It's actually just the other corner of my office. My desk is over there. But I needed floor time, and so I brought you with me. And so here we are. I've been wanting to make this video for a couple of days now, and I keep trying to make it perfect, and it's just, I can't do it. I just can't make it perfect. It's too personal, too emotional. And I mean, this is a vlog, but I can't. I'm like really struggling with it. I want it to be like the ministry's talking, even though it's not the ministry talking. It's actually very definitely not the ministry talking, which is part of what I want to tell you, but I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. If you're new here, then you may not know any of this. But if you're not new here, then you may not be surprised by any of this. And so I do ask, even though as I'm filming this, there's only 4 of you that can see this, and all of you are my friends, that you are kind and gentle with me. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I can't imagine it's going to be anytime soon. So for transparency's sake, it is currently February 11th, 2026 as I'm recording this. I'm probably going to post this over the summer, but I don't know. So Isaac and I are actually, as of today, enrolled in OCIA classes. They won't start for a little bit. We have to meet with the deacon and everything, but we have officially reached out, and those will start soon once I have a timeline. My plan is to vlog through this process, and then I'll release those vlogs like on a schedule once I post this one. So hopefully there will be more videos to come after this one, because I would like to take you guys along for this journey. I am excited. I'm nervous in the sense of like, this affects everything, right? Like the ministry isn't explicitly Protestant, but as far as I know, all of you are, and we do right now, like we're reading through the Bible, right? Which I say right now, like we're not going to be there for a decade, but reading through the Protestant canon. We're not reading through the Catholic canon, because we're like unspokenly Protestant. It means that we like you have an expectation out of me, basically, is what I'm trying to say, to at least adhere to like Protestant basics. And let me be clear, like I'm still going to teach them to you. I hope that by the time this is posted, the How to Read the Bible series has actually like officially started being released, and you can watch those videos and see that I'm not spouting anything heretical or anything like that. My goal is actually that through my like teaching content, that you would have no idea what denomination I'm a part of. It's one thing like if my vlogs give it away, my personal, like my lifestyle content or whatever, because I don't want to necessarily like hide this, especially once we really get into it and I can be a little bit more official about it. But the Bible is the Bible. The Catholic Bible has more books in it, but by the time we finish the Protestant canon, probably something like 12 years is going to have passed, maybe more. So if we make it like 15 years together, you and I, and we've finished the Protestant canon, maybe we will tackle the Catholic canon, because why not? Like, it's been 15 years, you know what I mean? So we will hopefully be like actually starting OCIA by the end of this month. I don't know what that timeline's gonna look like, because it varies a little bit church to church and then person to person. I know some churches, like, without fail, everyone gets confirmed on Easter. So for us, that would be next Easter 27. But I know sometimes if you're like already baptized like correctly in the Protestant church, and like someone like me, where I'm sure I need to be catechized a little bit, but like I do a lot of research on my own. I'm giving my OCIA director a leg up, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to be a much quicker catechized child than some other people who don't do any research before they start. I have already read through, there's a book by Trent Horn, and I don't have my copy anymore, I got rid of it, but that book was what the church in North Carolina used, and I had already purchased it and read it cover to cover before I ever even started OCIA. So if that's like the only thing that they wanted me to read, then I was done. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure when we'll be confirmed. From the research I've done, there's not a whole lot that we would need to do as far as like sacramentals. So in order to become a Catholic, you have the, like, your baptism, baby's first confession, let's see, obviously confirmation. You've both already been baptized, and because we don't need to be baptized, we don't need to like wait until the Easter baptism to be baptized. So there is a chance that like once we're done, like we can start OCIA now and like finish in, I don't know, June, and be able to go ahead and be confirmed and convert and officially be Catholic, which would be really cool. But I'm kind of guessing it'll be like 6 months or so. So like September, October, which would also still be pretty cool. I would like to end the year confirmed and like officially Catholic. That would be really cool. But I don't know. We'll find out. We go the 23rd, which is not this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday, to meet with our deacon, or one of the deacons, the one in charge of OCIA, and just kind of get to know him, and I'm sure he'll explain the process and everything. So I may come back Monday night with new information, but yeah. So if you're not new here, then you know last spring, Isaac and I were looking into Catholicism. We were going to Mass. We were set up to start OCIA. We never did start it. The deacon there that was in charge of OCIA kept having health issues, and so he kept not being able to come. And then I started having health issues, missed a couple weeks, and then it was summer and we didn't have air, so it was hard to leave the house. And so I just kind of fell through the cracks. There was a lot, there's more than that to it, but everything kept falling through the cracks. And then we learned a couple things that we were really struggling with, and so we stopped looking into Catholicism and decided we weren't going to convert after all. But then this past fall, like around the same time that we moved, there's a lot to it, but basically I started looking back into Catholicism again. There were a handful of things, and so before we ever started going to the church that we've been going to, I had reached out to this deacon and I was like, hey, I need to be enrolled in OCIA, bud. And he was like, that's cool, I would like to meet with you. And I was like, sweet. And then, not to throw him under the bus, but like, Isaac was nervous. I know, if you know Isaac, you're so shocked, but Isaac was nervous. And so we ended up not going through with it. We were actually going to check out a completely different other Protestant church, and he didn't like that idea either. So we ended up going to the church that we've been going to, which, let me just say, like, the pastor of that church can see this video. We love that church. There's nothing wrong with that church. They haven't done anything to us. They are not like a bunch of rambling heretics. I, like, both on paper and in practice, could not tell you anything wrong with like the pastor, the elders, the statement of faith, whatever. Of course, if I'm converting to Catholicism, then maybe I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I'm not going to be like, you heretics, how dare you, kind of thing. Like, we're not doing that, right? So don't get it twisted. We're not like leaving the Protestant church. We're just joining the Catholic one, if that makes sense. Like, there's no tea, no shade, so to speak. There are plenty of Protestants and Protestant churches that and like even the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church doesn't teach that like, as a Protestant, you are like inherently sinful or like a heretic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because we are all inherently sinful. But, it's not that like, it's not that you're wrong, they're just right, kind of thing. But I don't, we're not like fleeing a church, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that was this past fall. And then, so we started going to that church. We had like I found out that one of my ancestors was Catholic, like not that long ago. And so that made me kind of go like at him, but we had already become members of this church, and so it felt weird to immediately be like, actually, about 2 weeks ago, I think about 2 weeks ago, I started looking into the Catholic Church again. At this point, like, there's not much for me to look into. So when I say I'm looking into it, I mean I'm looking at it more than anything, because I don't know what else there is for me to learn as far as like there's plenty to learn, don't get me wrong, but like as far as the stuff that like usually Protestants really struggle with, or like the things that they want to make sure that you know before you convert, or you know, I know the like big and the bad, right? Like the big, the bad and the scary. Like I know it. So I'm not like diligently researching anything anymore. In that sense, I was trying to like bottle it up a little bit because I knew that Isaac was nervous, and like I said, we just joined this church, and you know, so I didn't want to like be a pot stirrer. I don't want to cause a ruckus. But the more videos that I watched, and the more that I thought about it, and the more that I prayed about it, and the more that I just existed, the more I like really, really want to join the Catholic Church. And so I finally, I think about a week ago-ish, was about to like fully crash out. And so Isaac and I got in the car and just kind of drove around for a little bit, and then we went and parked. There's a local spot that's like really pretty to sit and park at. So we sat and parked. It was cold, so we just stayed in the car, but went and sat and parked, and talked. And I was like, so here's the thing. I can wait as long as you need me to. As long as I'm not waiting in vain. Like, if you're never gonna get there, then you're never gonna get there. And I'm gonna jump ship now. But me want to be Catholic, and me would prefer if you also Catholic with. So me wait as long as need, as long as it leads somewhere. And so we had this conversation about like whether or not he was ever going to be on board and what that looked like for him. And of course, since I'm telling you that we're getting ready to take OCIA classes, he is on board. I think he said he wanted to make a video for you guys. I don't know. So maybe his video will be next. But I'm very thankful that he was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So the last couple days we've been talking about it and praying about it. And I've been going through the catechism again. And I think he's going through the catechism too. And just trying to start learning. We'll have that meeting with the deacon in a couple weeks. And it's just been a matter of like, we've been talking about, okay, well, like who do we tell and how do we tell and how do we time this? Like, do we need to tell everyone right now? Do we wait until we like officially start OCIA? Do we wait until we're almost done with OCIA? Do we just like go ghost and leave? Like, what do we do? Especially because we started looking into Catholicism before my mom passed away, right? Like I told you, it was fall of 24, or at least I started looking into Catholicism. And so my mom was aware that I was like potentially going to become a Catholic, and she was fine with it. One of her best friends at the nursing home is a Catholic. She was also, it tickled her socks right off that we were going to become Catholics. And so my mom was like cool beans with it. And then I did tell my dad last spring that we were looking into becoming Catholics, and at the time he said something along the lines of like I don't know, it was like borderline heresy. I don't actually remember what he said. But he has since become a Christian himself, and so I don't know if he's still gonna feel the same way. But I'm also very much the kind of person that's like, I'll block you. I don't care if you're my dad. Now, he can disagree with me. Let me just say that first and foremost. Like, he can absolutely disagree with me. He can have his opinion. But basically, I'm not worried about like being a family disappointment is what I'm getting at more than anything. Actually, by the time I post this, I think my dad will also be able to see this. So, hi. Isaac, however, so yeah, moving forward, I don't know if I've already said this or not, but I would like to vlog this experience. I think that would be really interesting. So be looking for like Catholic journey vlogs coming soon. I don't know how much I'll be able to vlog. I don't want to film my OCIA experience, but I may just kind of take you guys along for the ride and show you guys some of the stuff that I get, or like the books that I'm reading, or just kind of like unpacking my feelings, just kind of taking you along for the ride. I do also plan on taking this to like short form content. So if you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I will probably start posting videos there as well. I think that's all. I like the idea of like opening the floor and maybe doing like a Q&A or a Zoom call with you guys to talk about this stuff. If anyone has questions, comments, concerns, and would like to open the floor, I don't know how many of you there will be, so we could definitely, like, if there's still just a handful of you when I post this, we could definitely do a Zoom if that's what you guys want. If you guys have questions, you may not have questions, you may not have anything, you can always email me. Yeah. I think that's all. Okay, love you, bye.